I'm Aditya Thakur and you're watching Chitkara News. Today's headlines are: over 150 MPs and MLAs face serious charges of crimes against women, raising concerns over safety. Rising cases of childhood leukemia highlight the need for early detection and awareness. Increasing screen time is leading to a dysfunctional life among youth. Diabetes is becoming a sweet curse for India with millions new cases every year. Now, news in detail. Criminal allegations against elected officials is nothing but a deep dive into women's safety in India. This questions the moral conscience in the country with the country ashamed with the cases like Chitkara Medical College. For further details, we have on ground Ashnur. Country.
The POCSO Act, even the West Bengal government took a very strict note and passed the Aprajita Women Safety Bill. But even if we see today, there's a lot more to improve in the society. Capital punishment, then even more stringent rules towards the women's safety, as well as to make sure that the respect, privacy, as well as the safety of women is supported as well as maintained. That should be the prime. Motto of the government right now.
All right, Ashnu, that's said. But what has been the public or political response to the report? Have there been protests, calls for resignations, or demands for accountability? Ashnur?
Yes, Aditya. In the current scenario, the Kolkata doctors, the overall country has been protesting for the Chitkara College, the heinous crime that took place. There has been a lot of fire amongst the citizens of the country, because ultimately it questions the safety of women in general as well as being a citizen of the country. There have been doctors who have been constantly protesting for their rights as well as women who have called upon justice. Aditya.
That fire is genuine amongst them. But Ashnur, does the report highlight any systematic issues within the legislative body related to the treatment of women or how allegations of misconduct are handled? Ashnur?
Yes, Aditya. The Association of Democratic Reform's current report of 2024 questions a lot more just other than the safety of women. The ADR's report also talks about the ongoing corruption crisis. It also talks about how the hunger index of India has lowered down at an all-time low. It also talks about how, in general, women in the country are still not safe, and being the most populous country and one of the most developing countries out there, it becomes a moral, social, political responsibility for the legislation to make sure that other than stringent rules, the legislation as well as the parliament needs to have members who are not accused of such crimes. Rather, they support the cause of equality when it comes to the security of every citizen of the country. Aditya.
Sure, these are to be taken in consideration, but Ashnur, are there any similar cases or reports from other regions or countries that you can compare the situation to? Ashnur?
Yes, Aditya, it is unfortunate that the rules, although they have been very stringent and strict, but there are cases that happen on an everyday basis. If we talk about the Hathras case that happened, then the Nirbhaya case that happened, now the Chitkara College case that happened, Dr. Mamata was actually on duty when it all happened. So such cases actually question a lot about the current scenario of the country's moral authority as well as the legislation and the parliament and the politicians. A lot more than that, Aditya.
Thank you, Ashnur. Now, on this topic, we play a detailed report by Ashnur.
The safety of women in India remains a pressing concern till today. The recent reports by the Association of Democratic Reforms tell a very disappointing story. Also, if we talk about the recent scenarios where such heinous crimes like the Arjigal College still takes place, till how much time are we still gonna await for the safety to remain a pressing issue? In a startling revelation by the Association of Democratic Reforms, a significant number of lawmakers, almost 150 members of parliament and members of legislative assembly, have been accused of crimes related to women. The report indicates a concerning number who are accused of crimes against women, with significant implications for governance and public trust. The ADR highlighted that 151 elected officials are linked to crime against women, with serious charges affecting their credibility. Out of 28 states, West Bengal leads with 25 lawmakers facing some serious charges. What remains even more concerning is that the recent heinous crime that happened against the women doctor happened in Arjigal College, Kolkata. It is followed by Andhra Pradesh with 21 lawmakers and Odisha with 17 lawmakers. This trend raises questions about the moral authority of elected officials across party lines.
So during our duty hours on the day that the news came, we came to know it through our seniors, which was very shocking, unbelievable for us, and within 2 days it was confirmed to many agencies, and until it became public news, to people it was hard to digest, it was heart-wrenching, it was very scary to see that such an incident happened to our colleague.
The report also claims that the highest number of accused hail from the Bharatiya Janata Party, followed by Indian National Congress and Telugu Desam Party.
This is a shame for us only that our representative who we have chosen for our country, to represent our country, are accused of such heinous crimes. Then how can we expect a justice from them for these kind of crimes? Like if a doctor in a hospital is not safe, how can we expect a normal girl who is walking on the street or who is residing in a house, how can they be safe? If a girl on a duty who is wearing proper clothes, who is doing her duty overnight, and still she has experienced such a thing, then how can we expect that our society will grow and such crimes will not happen? If our justice system is involving such kind of people that already have accused of these crimes.
While the government takes multiple initiatives as well as more stringent rules are formed to make sure that the country remains safe for women, it is our responsibility to make sure that despite the gender, every citizen of the country is given his or her due protection as well as safeguard his or her rights. This is Arshnoor with cameraman Akhil for Chitkara News.
Moving ahead, leukemia is a common cancer in children. It causes symptoms like fever, tiredness and bruising. Early detection is important, but many cases are found late. This makes awareness and timely care very important.
Cancer in children, a leading disease which is causing the most number of deaths in children under the age of 15. And the major cancer which are found in children are leukemia and brain tumor. This is not because of lifestyle, it is because of genetics. And the major symptoms which are found are weight loss, high fever and lumps.
Leukemia is the most common cancer amongst children in India, especially acute lymphocytic leukemia, which accounts about 30% of the children cancer. Primarily affects children between the age of 2 and 5.
जो बड़े लोग होते हैं, एडल्ट्स होते हैं, उसमें जैसे आपने सुना होगा कि कैंसर का जो कॉज होता है वो सिगरेट स्मोकिंग या अल्कोहल या फिर कोई और गंदी हैबिट्स, पान चबाना, ये सब चीज़ों से होता है, बट ज़्यादातर बच्चों में कोई रीज़न नहीं होता. जो मेजॉरिटी कैंसर हैं जैसे ब्लड कैंसर वगैरह, मेजॉरिटी में कोई रीज़न नहीं होता है.
The exact cause of childhood leukemia remains unclear, but there are few known risk factors. These include genetic disorders like Down syndrome, and exposure to the certain environmental factors
जैसे कि बच्चे ने खाना कम कर दिया तो बच्चे का रंग थोड़ा वैसे पीला जैसे होने लगा, तो हमने नज़दीकी डॉक्टर को दिखाया तो उन्होंने सीबीसी के लिए बोला हमें। मेरा नाम प्रवीण है जी। मेरे को 2-3 महीने पहले पता लगा था पीजीआई आने के बाद। इसका बोन मैरो का टेस्ट हुआ था जी, उस टाइम पता लगा था बच्चे को ब्लड कैंसर है।
Detecting leukemia involved recognizing signs like unexpected fever, pale skin, bruising, and prolonged tiredness.
तो क्योंकि अलग अलग कैंसर हैं तो सबके अलग होते हैं। तो जैसे जो सबसे कॉमन कैंसर है ल्यूकीमिया, ब्लड कैंसर, उसमें जैसे अगर फीवर 2-3 हफ्ते से ज़्यादा चले और प्लेटलेट काउंट कम हो जाए, स्किन में ब्लीडिंग स्पॉट्स आने लगें, बच्चे को 3-4 हफ्ते से ज़्यादा थकान रहे, जोड़ों में दर्द रहे 2-3 हफ्ते से ज़्यादा, तो तब हम, या फिर गर्दन में, बाजुओं में गांठें बनने शुरू हो जाएं, तब सस्पेक्ट करते हैं। ऐसे हफ्ते 10 दिन की या 4-5 दिन की इलनेस में तो कभी भी कैंसर नहीं सस्पेक्ट किया जाता। अगर कुछ 2-3 हफ्ते से ज़्यादा हो तभी ज़्यादातर कैंसर की बीमारी सोची जाती है।
In 2023, the majority of childhood cancer cases were diagnosed in advanced stages due to the late attention given to these children. 20,000 children died due to cancer according to the ICMR report in 2023. If the cancer is detected early in children, it's curable, and its symptoms are unexpected weight loss, fever more than 3 weeks, or lumps in the children's body. The passive reason of cancer in children is your lifestyle. So, if you don't want your future children to have it, make sure you have a better lifestyle. I am Ananya with cameraman Aditya for Chitkara News.
With students' screen time averaging to more than 6 hours a day, they are facing multiple issues concerning health and social life. This excessive screen usage is contributing to the physical problems such as eye strain and poor posture. Additionally, it is impacting their social interactions and overall mental well-being.
Increasing screen time has become a matter of concern among the youth. Health issues have arisen due to this problem. This is mostly due to easy access to smartphones nowadays, without much parental supervision. According to the World Health Organization, excessive screen time is leading to a global epidemic of physical and mental health issues among youth, with rates of anxiety, depression and obesity skyrocketing.
स्क्रीन टाइम का इम्पैक्ट एडवर्सली इफेक्ट कर सकता है यूथ पे, स्पेशली जैसे यंग एडल्ट्स होते हैं. ओबेसिटी का फैक्टर स्क्रीन टाइम कैन बी द फैक्टर ऑफ ओबेसिटी. मेंटल हेल्थ इश्यूज आ सकते हैं. मेंटल हेल्थ इश्यूज बच्चों में ज्यादा होते हैं. अटेंशन डेफिसिट हो जाएगी बच्चों की. फोकस करना उनके लिए मुश्किल होने लग जाएगा स्टडीज में.
मेरा स्क्रीन टाइम अप्रॉक्सीमेटली देखा जाए 4 आवर एंड 21 मिनट्स पर डे. मैं एक्चुअली सीएससी स्टूडेंट भी हूँ, तो फिर मेरे को काम भी होता है, प्रोडक्टिविटी वगैरह, असाइनमेंट वगैरह करते हैं, उसके हिसाब से करना पड़ता है मेरे को.
मेरा स्क्रीन टाइम कभी कभी एक हफ्ते में एवरेज 5 घंटे भी हो जाता है या 8 घंटे भी हो जाता है. इसका रीजन कभी कभी काम भी ज़्यादा हो जाता है, ऑनलाइन मेरा थोड़ा है वर्क, और कभी कभी नॉर्मल इंस्टा में स्क्रॉलिंग भी बहुत हो जाती है, कभी पता नहीं लगता.
A healthy work-life balance is also lacking among the youth, impacting their health in the long run. Even if screen time is a genuine necessity, there are precautions one can take.
पेरेंट्स बच्चों को मोबाइल एकदम से दे देते हैं बिना कुछ सोचे समझे आफ्टर कोविड, तो स्क्रीन टाइम बच्चों का ज्यादा बढ़ रहा है उसमें.
एंड बाकी इफेक्ट्स होंगे, मेंटल प्रॉब्लम्स, हेल्थ प्रॉब्लम्स, कार्डियोवास्कुलर प्रॉब्लम्स भी आती है क्योंकि फिजिकल एक्टिविटीज कम होगी ऑब्वियसली अगर स्क्रीन टाइम बढ़ा रहे हैं तो.
बच्चों के केस में क्या है कि 100% रिकवरेबल होता है अगर उसको फ्रिक्वेंटली हम चेकअप करते रहें आइज को 2-3 मंथ के बाद, तो धीरे धीरे वो कम होना स्टार्ट हो जाता है नंबर.
To combat the excessive need to use screens, experts suggest setting digital boundaries, incorporating screen-free activities, and promoting regular healthy breaks.
For a long period of time, say diabetic-like conditions can be prevented. Heart conditions like stroke, cardiovascular heart attacks, minor heart attacks, major heart attacks can be prevented. So cardiovascular or aerobic or any kind of physical activity is important, and screen time reduction ही होनी चाहिए.
Some apps and devices now even feature reminders to take breaks or limit usage. However, they seldom work in practice. Rising screen time is definitely harmful, but it is not only because of children's addiction. College, school and office work heavily relies on usage of screens. As jobs become more remote in the future, will these health issues become more of a concern, or will there be an alternative solution? I, Shaurelal, with cameraman Nishant, reporting for Chitkara News.
On this report, for further details, we have Ananya on ground. Ananya, can you hear us?
I can hear you, Aditya.
So, Ananya, what has led to the rise in concern screen time among youth? Ananya.
The rise in screen time is due to the entertainment that is provided on their phone or all the gadgets. Also, all these gadgets are easily available now. Everyone has it. Even when a child sees their parents using it, maybe for work or entertainment, it makes a curiosity in child, and that's the reason there's a rise in the screen time.
In the near future, what kind of impact can we expect on the young minds, Ananya?
So the impact that it will create would be depression, anxiety, as you won't be interacting with humans. You will be at one place using one screen. So when it comes to the human interaction, the child or that person won't be able to interact. Aditya.
So, is COVID a major cause of rising screen time among youth, Ananya?
Yes. And during COVID, everything shut down. So everything during school time, now from offline, everything went online. Everyone was learning online. Every meeting was happening online. So it has increased drastically screen time. Everybody was scrolling Instagram. So yes, COVID did a significant role in increasing the screen time. Aditya.
Thank you, Ananya. Moving ahead, India is home to over 77 million diabetic people, and it is also called the diabetic capital of the world. Factors like genetics, fast food lifestyles, and carb-heavy diets fuel this epidemic. Shockingly, 1 in 6 diabetic globally is Indian. Alarming stats show urban areas are hit the hardest. It's the time to act and to obtain healthy habits that can save our lives.
Diabetes and higher blood sugar levels were considered a concern only for older generations back in the time. But now it is affecting millions of Indians, especially young teenagers and adults. According to a report by ICMR, over 10 million Indians are affected by diabetes, and these are especially younger adults and teenagers.
India's traditional diet is rich in grains, pulses and vegetables, yet we are facing a diabetes epidemic. Other countries with plant-based diets see fewer cases of diabetes, so what changed? Fast food, sugary drinks and sedentary habits have gradually replaced our balanced meals and active lifestyles.
चावल तो मैं इतना नहीं खाता, नॉर्मल रोटी जो है चलती थी. चावल खाते थे पर मतलब ये नहीं कि हमें डेली चावल खाने हैं.
Returning to balanced, home-cooked meals and a bit of daily exercise can help us reconnect with health and wellness.
मीठा बहुत कम खाते हैं. कभी रेयरली मतलब वो खाते हैं. अदरवाइज तो बिल्कुल इसको मैंने बिल्कुल ही छोड़ भी नहीं रखा है. थोड़ा बहुत चलता है.
Diabetes isn't just about what we eat. Genetics also play a major role. For example, India's history of famines, like the devastating Bengal famine during British rule, left a lasting mark, not just on our culture but on our bodies. To survive prolonged food shortages, the human body adapted by storing fat around the belly.
क्या आप वेजिटेरियन या नॉन वेजिटेरियन? नॉन वेजिटेरियन. कितनी दफ़ा खाते हैं आप नॉन वेज? सर वही मंथ में 2-3 बार. एग तो हर हफ्ते में 2 बार और चिकन 4 बार.
महीने में 1-2-3 बार.
Fast-paced lifestyles often means choosing convenience over health.
ये 2 तरीके से कैटेगराइज होती है डायबिटीज 1, टाइप 1 एंड टाइप 2. टाइप 1 होती है जिसमें इंसुलिन प्रोडक्शन प्रोड्यूस नहीं होती है ज़्यादा, ठीक है, इनफ नहीं होती या होती ही नहीं है. टाइप 2 इज द वन in which the body does not consume the proper amount of insulin in the body. तो ये 2 टाइप की डायबिटीज होती है. टाइप 1 डायबिटीज है दैट इज मोर प्रोमिनेंट इन चाइल्डहुड. बच्चों में ज्यादा होती है, इन्फेंट्स में ज्यादा होती है, चाइल्डहुड में ज्यादा है. जो टाइप 2 डायबिटीज है दैट इज इन एडल्ट्स आफ्टर 40 और 45. 40 to 60 इज द मेजर कॉमन एरिया, कॉमन एज ग्रुप जिसमें टाइप 2 डायबिटीज देखने को मिलती है.
The surge in the number of young Indians who are diabetic is not just an issue with our lifestyle. There are many other factors that contribute into it, such as our genetics and our traditional diet, which is rich in carbohydrates. Doctors tell us to take small steps to overcome this, like maintaining an active lifestyle every day, altering our diets to add more protein and fiber into it, so that our bodies could cope with it better. Tackling this issue won't be easy, but with enough awareness of lifestyle and health, we can tackle it together and make a better future for us. With cameraman Himanshu, Aditya Thakur for Chitkara News.
Chandigarh Police, along with the Anti-Human Trafficking Unit, will conduct rescue drives from 21st October to 28, focusing on visible issues of begging, child labor, and fostering a deeper understanding of the challenges faced by those in need.
Chandigarh to launch an aided drive for beggar-free city starting from October 21. This rescue drive will be conducted by Chandigarh Police along with Anti-Human Trafficking Unit, the Child Protection District Unit and Union Territory Child Protection Society.
In response to the rising intensity of begging and increasing flux of beggars throughout the city, the Chandigarh administration announced an 8-day awareness drive aimed at creating a beggar-free Chandigarh.
इसमें हम बेगर को जो तो माइनर होंगे जो बच्चे हैं जैसे छोटे बच्चे हैं तो उसके लिए हम चाइल्ड वेलफेयर या चाइल्ड हेल्पलाइन पे इन्फॉर्म करते हैं। उसके अलावा जो दूसरे अपने बड़े होते हैं उनके खिलाफ कईयों के खिलाफ एक्शन भी लिया जाता है। वैसे इनको रेस्क्यू करके इनको दोबारा से जैसे अपनी ये ज़िंदगी शुरू कर सके वैसे उपाय करते हैं। और बस हमने सारी टीम्स को ब्रीफ कर रखा है, जिसको भी बेगर कहीं दिखता है तो वैसे भी हम तो एक्शन ले रहे हैं ऑलरेडी, पर अब टीम्स बनाएंगे, हम 2 या 3 टीम्स बनाएंगे जो कि सिर्फ बेगर्स को ही कैच करेंगे।
This campaign goes beyond tackling visible issues like begging and child labor. It strives to address the root causes of these challenges and raise awareness about the hardships faced by those in need.
मेरा नाम संजीव है, मैं स्कूल जाता हूँ। संडे की छुट्टी होती तो मैं इधर आता हूँ 15 मार्केट बेर बेचने। 5th क्लास में पढ़ता हूँ।
पुलिस तो अनाथ आश्रम में छोड़ देते हैं, पढ़ाई लिखाई भी करवाते हैं पुलिस वाले, पर उनके माँ बाप छुड़वाते हैं और माँ बाप भीख मंगवाते हैं। उनके माँ बाप गलत है, पेन हाथ में दे देते, एक बहाना होता पेन का, नहीं तो बच्चे पढ़ाते भी है लिखाते भी है पुलिस वाले, वैसे अनाथ आश्रम में छोड़ के आते हैं पुलिस वाले। हमने खुद देखा है इसे, क्योंकि मैं सड़क पे पड़ी लगाती हूँ, मैं देखती रहती हूँ।
This campaign focuses not only on addressing the visible issue of begging and child labor, but also on fostering a deeper understanding of the challenges faced by those in need.
The Beggar Free Chandigarh initiative taken by the government concludes with a positive impact on our society. This 8-day drive aims at raising awareness, providing support and creating a compassionate environment for us.
Chandigarh has mandated solar panel installations for properties over 500 square yards by year end. With the property seizures as a penalty for non-compliance, this moves aim to promote energy efficiency and eco-friendly practices in the city.
The Chandigarh administration has issued notices to homeowners with properties more than 500 square yards, mandating them to install solar panels by year end, with potential property seizures for non-compliance. This move has sparked mixed reactions.
Chandigarh administration has recently issued notices to homeowners with properties larger than 500 square yards. Data shows that 58.8% of these larger homes have installed solar panels, while mid-sized homes, defined as those between 200 and 500 square yards, account for 29.4%. However, the government's warning has raised concerns. Homeowners who fail to install solar panels risk having their property seized. While this measure is intended to enforce sustainability, many question whether such a severe penalty is justified.
In the starting, the initial cost is kind of high, but after that, for lifetime, it is very helpful and it saves the environment. So in a long term,
In Chandigarh, Chandigarh Renewable Energy Science and Technology Promotion Society under the aegis of Department of Science and Technology is doing a very great job. We have been helping people out in registration, application and then further installation and commissioning of the plant. The aim of CREST is to have Chandigarh totally reliable on renewable energy and self-reliant than relying on other states for power requirements.
For residents receiving the notice, the average installation cost of solar panels ranges between 2.5 to 3 lakh for a 3 kilowatt system. Thanks to government subsidies of up to 30%, these costs are reduced to around 1.75 to 2.1 lakh. This initial investment can be recouped in just 3 to 4 years through savings on electricity bills, with homeowners able to save between 4,500 to 6,000 every month by switching to solar energy.
With respect to the scheme, a subsidy of rupees 78,000 is being disbursed for 3 kilowatt peak of solar power plant installed on residential rooftops. This scheme aims on the societal impact that every individual from his own house generates his power, and the power generated is contributed to his own use and lifestyle.
Once installed, solar panels offer considerable benefits. In summer months, energy production can exceed 200 kilowatt hours, with surplus energy fed back into the grid. This contributes to saving of 60 to 120 kilowatt hours each month, helping reduce electricity bills. Yet while the initiative is beneficial, the government's decision to enforce compliance with the threat of property seizure leaves many wondering whether this approach is too harsh, especially for those facing financial constraints.
The Chandigarh solar panel mandate aims to drive sustainability, but the strict enforcement raises concern. For many, the financial burden and the threat of property seizure adds a layer of stress. I, Akhil Thakur, with cameraman Karthik, for Chitkara News.
For further details, we have Bhumika on ground. Bhumika, can you hear us? Bhumika, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you, Aditya.
So, Bhumika, how much subsidy is being given for residential use of solar panels, and what will be its societal impact?
Yes, Aditya. The Residential Welfare Association are eligible for availing 20% subsidy on benchmark cost. Given that certain criteria are met, a single house can avail subsidy worth maximum 10 kilowatts capacity of a rooftop solar plant. The total for the entire society should not exceed 500 kilowatts. It reduces greenhouse gas emission, mitigates climate change, and decreases reliance on fossil fuels.
So, who is responsible for undertaking this scheme, and what actions are they taking to help residents? Bhumika?
Yes, Aditya. So, Crest Chandigarh Renewable Energy Science and Technology are responsible for the scheme in Chandigarh. They are helping people in registration, application, and further installation of solar panels.
So, what are the steps that are being taken to promote the scheme?
Yes, Aditya. They are doing many activities like door-to-door services and collaborating with NSS.
Okay, so what is the deadline given to residents for installation of solar panels, and what are the consequences for non-compliance?
Yes, Aditya. So the houses have been given the deadline by the year end, and otherwise their property would be sealed.
Thank you so much, Bhumika. And now